Hello and welcome to Great Craps on this lovely, great Tuesday night. So we're going to do a live rollout tonight. As you can see, I have been added to the live tab on Crapsy. And so we'll see how this goes. I do realize Big AZ is going live at 9:30. Not to take away from him, but I think he and I have a little different demographic and crowd. He's got a real secure fan base that likes to do things the way Big AZ does them. This is my night that's available, so not for conflict. I don't think I'm going to break away any of his hardcore followers, so hopefully I'm not stepping on any toes, but let's do it. We're going to do a live stream tonight. And maybe along the way, I'll tell you, give you a little mini trip report. I just came back from Vegas. I was there all last week. And so I'll work in maybe some interesting stories while we're at it. So let me get some screen arrangement going here. Bear with me while I set some things up from a technical standpoint, and we will get to rolling quite shortly. I need some chat. I'm missing some chat, so let me get some chat. All I have for chat is in the phone app that I've got going, which let me get that off of my Wi-Fi so I'm not eating up my Wi-Fi. All these technical things as a YouTuber, live streaming. And I'm also kind of stretching to let some more people get in the stream and in Crapsy as well. So I see we got 5 players active now, including myself. So that's good. That's pretty awesome. I've been waiting a while for this update to the app to add me to the live tab. So this is my first one on the live tab. Before this, you had to have a code. And speaking of codes, let me go get rid of that because that's a bad table code. That one's old. So there we go. Let me switch over to my other one and get rid of the code on there as well. And so if you're looking for the code, folks, the code that was up at the beginning is the wrong code. That's an old table code. Just go to the live tab on the app and you will see this one there. So, all right. So back to, okay, we got 7 in the app so far. We'll let a few more come on in. I'll give you guys a chance to look at the table minimums and all the particulars of this table while we're getting set here. And, oh, yes, I was looking for chat, so let me do that. Docs, chat, there we go. Get chat over here. Let me let the computer do it for me. It's not gonna cooperate. We'll just stick it right here. All right. Is this an old or new table? Carlo, and forgive me, the font on this is about way too small for my eyes from here, but Carlo, this is a new table to Crapsy. This is the table that I built, and you can go watch a couple of videos on, not the build because I didn't have a channel when I first built it, but you can see me break it down, take it apart, and put it back together a couple of times on the channel if you go peruse my channel. And speaking of that, go ahead and like and subscribe. And I also have a Facebook page that I just stood up last week, which I just realized I forgot to. I threw this together sort of impromptu tonight, And so I forgot to post that I was going live on the Facebook page, but we'll figure all that social stuff out later. You know, we'll get the hang of it at some point. But all right, so here we go. Cheers. We got 9. We'll see if we get one more in the next minute or so, and then we'll start rolling. Oh, and Brothers Bond is tonight's brown water of choice in the form of an old fashioned. So let me get my drink secured in the chip rail down here under the table. And I am considering, speaking of tables, I am considering building a slightly longer table, an 8-footer. I like this table because the ratio of it for the screen is perfect for YouTube. And if I go longer, then that kind of kills that perfect ratio. But yeah, I kind of want to build something long because this past week I went to Vegas and played. There's a ton of new stadium craps tables, and they are all 8 feet long. So I think I want to practice on an 8-foot table. So aloha. Aloha to you as well, Brian. So, all right. So I think we got enough players in here now. Let's get something going, and let's get this hops out of the way. And all right. So off we go. So we're coming out. I'm not gonna set. I'm gonna shoot random. I'm also not gonna play in real chips on the table. I am gonna play around along in the app myself. And let's see, the strategy of the moment does not require me to do a pass line. So even though I'm always going to be the shooter, right? Here we go. So first roll in the books, we got a 5-1-6 right out of the gate. So 6 is going to be the point. And how's the audio tonight? So you guys give me some feedback. Do I look weird as far as my lips matching up to the visual? I've been working on getting the delay right between the two of those, so it doesn't look like I'm lagging or anything. So you guys let me know in the chat how the audio is going. Give me a little bit of feedback. I'll watch it back later, but between the live and the playback, there's a little bit of different stuff. So trying to iron out the technical kinks with live streaming on YouTube. So you guys help me out where you can. So let's see. All right, moving right along. Oh, it'd probably help if I made some bets. What the hell? We'll just go ahead and go. I'll make him the next roll. Here we go. So we got a 5, 3, 8. 5. Come on, click in there. 5, 3, 8. All right, thanks, MJ. Thanks for the feedback. And so now I'm going to get my own bets up. Whoa. Side. It's not quite what I wanted inside. Down. Do that. There we go. All right, so we get 9 out of 10 ready. And by the time countdown works, we'll all be ready. So here we go. And we got a 6, 3, 9. So let's see. Did no one pick up the ATS? Because I noticed that the app is not marking the ATS. Interesting. So far we've had a 9, an 8, and we started off with this. Yeah, there we go. So 6, 8, and 9. 6, 8, 9. All right, we'll get a first timer. All right, that's pretty cool. Audio's fine on that side. Thanks, Greg. Pretty awesome. My first live tab live stream, and we got a first timer in the room. So pretty awesome. Always, maybe you get some of that beginner's luck. That's the real thing, right? So I would say play like you play at a real table. This is not a go for broke. Hawaii crap shooters Saturday morning. I always try to roll most of the time with the intent of practicing like I play. Every once in a while I'll go crazy, but Saturday mornings being the case in point when I play on Brian's table. And if you don't know about that, every Saturday morning Hawaii Crap Shooters does a nice 2+ hour rollout, 100 rolls. And you can join in. There'll be 150 of us in there playing along. So enough yakking. Let's roll. Oh, and we got us a 4, 3, 7 out. And I totally forgot the strategy that I was playing, but that worked out. I'm only down $11. I forgot to actually do the steps in my strategy. That's what happens when you're talking at a craps table. You forget to pay attention, and yeah, blast quarter, Brian. Yeah, we're not there yet. We're only one shooter and 4 rolls in, already 7 out. So it's but yeah, blast quarter is a fun thing. So all right, so let's get the next shooter going. And let's see, probably should manage the puck on the table and things. So what's up, Badger, Duracell? Hello all. So pretty close to having everybody in there ready. And so, yeah, we'll do it. Let's go. Here we go. So I'll let you guys know what strategy I am currently playing. And we got a 5, 4, 9. Let's reset the ATS there. I am currently playing the strategy that Jeremy from Color Up just came out with yesterday. I kind of like it, so I'm gonna play it today and see how it goes. I have my notes on it in front of me, so I don't get the steps as I am talking to you guys and trying to read the chat and do everything else. Although I did just forget to do half of what I was supposed to on that last hand, and I don't know if it cost me money or not, but I didn't lose much. So, all right, so here we go. Let me do, speaking of bets, let me get those up. Interesting. And so the lowest, well, I had this question yesterday. I answered for somebody on his channel. The lowest it will let me lay on this table is $40. So some are like that. You got to win table minimum. with the exception of some casinos, will only let you lay down to a certain level. So in this particular case, Crapsy has this set to $40 is the minimum you can lay with. So I'm doing a lay 10 for $40, and then I'm going inside for 44, and let's go from there. So all right, here we go. And it's 9, so let me mark that. And we got a 6, 3, 9. So we hit the point. All right, and so with that, I have to wait for the next roll to get something else to move. So Greg is playing a modified iron cross, 40 inside and 30 on the field, 1 hit down by half, or 220 inside, 15. So kind of like a iron cross drawdown. Hello, dice grinders. I just figured out how to zoom my text in a little bit so I can see the chat better now. Okay, good deal. We're learning some things as we go here. So, all right, looks like everybody's ready. So let's go. And we got a 4, 1, 5. So the new point's going to be 5. That up. Time at the table is bad, so get in, get up, get out, get a win, and leave. And Crapsy's going to be a pain. It just disconnected on me, so give me a sec. Reconnect. Lost my YouTube feed for a second there too. In my ear. So that I can make sure my sound is working and everything, I'm my own sound guy. So I stream it simultaneously on my phone. The hard part about that is I get to hear myself repeat everything about 10 seconds later. So depending on the internet speed. All right, so block everybody out. Here we go. 5, 1, 6. So that's a hit for this guy. Yep, Badger, the table, for you guys just joining us, the table is in the live tab there. I don't have the code up because it is in the live tab. I just got added to the live tab. This is my first stream in the live tab. I've done some streams before prior to this on the created table with a code and stream, but this is, I just got Chuck here the last few weeks to add me to the live tab, and here we are. It's my first one. So, all right. So it looks like 3/4 of you guys are ready, and 21 in the game at the moment. 26. All right. So you guys haven't heard of me before. I've been around a while. 5, 2, 7 out. That's what happens in Vegas most of the time with all the random touristy shooters you get. And we are so far rolling random tonight. I might do a little set later on. But let's see, I made it out of that hand. And I'm up $3. Woo! Thanks, Jeremy, for your I think half genius little strat you came out with this week. I could have used it last week. So I was in Vegas last week, and I low roll. So the bankroll for this week, I was there for work. So I only played after hours, and I was there for a big trade show. And $500 is what my whole bankroll was for the week. and I left down 285. So was down more than that at one point, but I somewhat recovered and decided to cut my losses on the last night. But I had fun. I went with some coworkers who are pretty good friends and have somehow learned to play craps. I don't know how that is. Something to do with the table in my office, maybe. And you guys go watch the video on that. The mini table that I built, smaller than this one, is in my office full time. The trade show was SHOT Show. Basically the biggest gun show in the world that you can't go to unless you're a gun dealer or law enforcement or military or somehow connected to the industry. All right. Yep. Tip accepted, Duracell. I'm trying to get it down. So, all right. Sometimes when I talk more, I can't think, and because I'm thinking about what I'm talking about. So here we go. 6, 4, 10. So 10 is going to be the new point. Oh yeah, $200 down on a $500, $285 down on a $500 bankroll, and I was there a week. I'll take that. I've had worse, but again, that's one reason why I play with a smaller bankroll and a low roll. You should play with what you can afford to lose, and that is most times what I can afford to lose. I'll go with 500 to 1,000, depending. Yeah, that. Thanks. That. It's not a bar. It's a restaurant. Esther's Kitchen. Phenomenal restaurant downtown. That was my first time going. And the meal, so I ate at Hell's Kitchen. And we will say that Esther's Kitchen was far better than Hell's Kitchen and a lot less expensive. So 3, 2, 5. You know what just occurred to me is both of those have kitchen in the name. That's just silly little thing. It's two kitchens, a tale of two kitchens. All right. The delay in YouTube just works for all involved. Good pace of play, even with chatting. Okay. So I have my timer, I think, set at 10 seconds for this one. I'm trying to find the sweet spot on the timer as well. So yeah, maybe I just hit it. I know some of you guys like to play a little faster. So I know there's a lot of new folks in the crowd right now, because I know I probably picked up some. I do a lot of chatting at the real tables and talk to people and spread the word about our little community. So I'm pretty sure I've picked up some folks who might be in the room today, so to speak. So we got another 3, 2, 5. And I am realizing I forgot to play this hand myself, which is okay. Nothing wrong with sitting a hand out, a roll, a hand, however you want to say it. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit the button. I think I'm on 10 seconds though, Duracell. I'm not sure I'm on 20 seconds. We can set the timer for different pacing, and I think my timer might be set to 10 seconds. But yeah, I'll try that. I'll make a note of that. And matter of fact, do that right now. Make a little note of it and try that for the next stream I do. All right, here we go. 4, 2, 6. All right. And so we're gonna pick up the pace here. We're going a little slower than even I like to play. So as soon as I see, yep, dice out, and we've got a 5, 1, 6. And so remember what I said about it's okay to sit out a roll. What usually happens when I do that is it's an awesome roll, and I miss it because I decided to sit out. And if you jump in, you know what happens as soon as you jump in, right? So resist that urge sometimes. Don't FOMO. It's okay to miss a great roll. It makes for fun stories. It would be nicer to have the money, though, to be honest. So, all right, here we go. And we get a 5, 4, 9. That one's almost a 5, 5. We'll do 5, 4. And I'll hit the button, catch up on chat real quick. You guys are talking amongst yourselves, I see. All right, here we go. Dice out. We got a hard 6, 3, 3. All right. I'm just reading you guys' chats. Hello, Nemo. What's up? Were you somewhere else and you heard your ears burning and came on over? Cool deal. So always so interesting that we'll have more people playing than are watching the stream. So makes me wonder if some of you guys sit there and just wait for somebody to come up live in the app. All right, here we go. Dice out. 4, 1, 5. All right, so I am gonna jump in. And the way this strategy works, I should be okay to do that. So I'm playing Jeremy's strategy that he just put out this week. That's kind of hedgy. Here we go. What did I say? Confirmation bias at its best, folks. 617, and my buddy Mac would love to know that it was a 6-1 because we had this observation, another confirmation bias thing. Every 7 we hit, where it was talked about beforehand, ended up being a 6-1. So I jumped in and freaking 6-1. So, but I think that's it's halfway okay because there's a big lay 10 involved in this strategy, and so I only lost 20. I'm only down $22 right now. So, okay, so let's get some new dice. Yeah, Duracell, I totally understand. It drives me crazy when Jeff from Atlantic Craps talks too long. I'm like, come on, man, stop talking a roll. So here we go. Dice are out, coming out. 4, 2, 6. So new point's going to be 6. So point's going to be 6. And let's get some bets up and pick up the pace. So play. Go inside. Here we go. Wait for some dice out to show up, and I was doing so. Don't go big. Don't go big on a random shooter. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a PSO. 5, 2, 7 out. This table has taken a dark turn. Hey, it's like real Vegas, man. I saw this so much last week. It was just brutal. Those tourists don't know what shooting is. So that lost me another 25. Couldn't get anywhere there. Now we're down 47. Overthinking craps. Yes, Nemo has a lot to say and think about and talk about. It is like a real table. That's why I'm rolling random right now, because I saw so much of this last week, and you can't. It's not a meetup, so I'm there with a bunch of other folks and tourists, and they're half the people never even played the game before. So I find myself spending a lot of time. And speaking of setting, let's do some setting. I'm gonna do a little bit. So I'm gonna do what I like to do. I'm gonna come out on an all 7 set, and now that I told you that, I'll have your lay on the 10. Yeah. So okay, I did give you guys enough time to fix it. So I hate it when a shooter tells me they're going to roll a certain set that I know Matt is going to probably produce certain numbers, and I bet other numbers, but they've already locked it out. So sorry if I did that. It's one of my own little pet peeves, but here we go. We're doing all 7 set for this one on the coming out roll, just the come out roll. 5-2, look at that. 5-2 on top produced a 5-2 on top. And yeah, I realize it's a super tiny table, but dice still behave the way dice behave. So there are also some super tiny tables in Vegas these days. I have a video will come out shortly on the little half mini table at Binion's, which is only 8 feet long. There, I have found there are now a ton of stadium craps tables. Here we go, still coming out. And we got a 4-2. 4-2-6. We're out on the 6. So Planet Hollywood expanded their stadium craps to, I think it's 16 or 18 stations now. Takes forever for the dice to come back around to you. Paris now has a 8-seater stadium craps. Dice come right back around on that one. I like that. Venetian also has a brand new one. And the rubber on that thing was hard as a brick. I thought it was plastic, but I felt it, and it is actually rubber. Just brand new, and never had dice tossed against it. So that roll was not good. That was the first or second day, and the results of it were terrible. So we're beating our head against the wall and continuing with the strategy I've been playing all night. Here we go. And now, all right, so let's get some, since I set the come out roll, let's set something I like to, I tried setting all week and it didn't work. But I am going 4's on top. Let's see, 4-2-4-1 is the dice set. So 4-2-4-1. And I forget that I have this little set hammer here, which I don't think is working right now. So that's a 2-1-3. 3 craps. Let's see, where is the set cam? Okay, so the set cam is right here. I gotta remember the spot to put the dice so you guys can see what I'm rolling. We got this is, by this way, this is a bullshit flag. in case we run into any bullshit. This is one of the little schwags I picked up while I was gone. There we go. I think that'll work. Let's go. So stick with the same set. Four, 2, 4, 1. I think you can maybe see that. Yeah. And we got a hard 10, which knocks off my lay bet. Terrible. So let's see. Let me catch up on chat while I'm waiting here. Just got craft table last Thursday. Is it a full size or what does it look like? BS flag. Yep. Practice straight out for stadium crafts. Yes, you have to practice straight out on about an 8-foot shot, which is why I'm considering extending this table from about 6 feet or so to 8 feet. So 4, 2, 4, 1. We got a 3, 1, 4. It's 8 feet. I may or may not have used the laser tape measure to measure said tables. I very sneakily in a previous trip went around and measured a bunch of tables with the laser. Don't ask me for the list, because I have long since misplaced it. I was curious as to how long the average table was, and it turns out they're all different. Most commonly, real tables are around 12 feet on the inside, give or take 6 inches. But there is not a standard at all. All right, here we go. 4, 2, 4, 1, and we got a 3, 2, 5. All right, so we finally got our first hit, so we'll come down on one number. Freaking lasers. Yep, freaking lasers. It's pretty cool, man. I can do it pretty quick. Just get the laser ready, pop it down on the table, back it up against the wall, hit that button, walk away, and then check the measurement. I did ask a couple of places, and some of them let me, and once they realized what the hell I was doing, we're like, oh, wait, no, they said, no. Resorts World. Not willing at all. I still got that measurement, though, later. All right, here we go. Oh, knock you guys out. 45. At some point, we had 45 players in here. That's pretty cool. 3, 1, 4. Let's see, we're on roll 7. Hit the button. Hit the button. Hit the button. Go on. Hit the button. I played some bubble craps too while I was there. I always play bubble craps a little here and there. I like to do bubble craps at the lowest level possible. So if I can find a $2 or $3 table and it lets the maximum or the minimum table wide be that amount. It's effectively a $1 table. That's pretty cool. So you can play around with, you don't have to play big money on those. Play small money and test out strategies. And then when they don't work, which often they don't, 325 by the way, then you don't lose that much because it's just small money. So speaking of bubble craps, I've come up with an idea. I see a lot. I do a lot of Facebooking, and between YouTube and Facebook, dice out. There's a lot of content out there, especially bubble content lately, right? So you got Greg Hulo. Forgive me if I screwed that pronunciation up, but you got Bluff, who has now made a big bust onto the scene for YouTube and Facebook. 426, by the way. He's playing big, and people like to see people play big. I think that's why they're popular, right? And at some point, YouTube sort of pays for some of that. You do wonder how much isn't getting paid for, but hit the button, Leon. Hit the button. We can roll. But I watched a video day before yesterday, and I won't talk about how long it was, or wasn't, or how many rolls there were in it. But there are a lot of comments on how much and what the streamer or the creator should have done or should not have done, and all of that. And so the video is long enough that it's playable. So I've thought about doing a mix of 6-2 or 6-4-10. By the way, let me pay attention to what we're doing here, right? I thought about doing a mix of a Crapsy play along and a review video. There's a lot of review videos. Ed from Roll to Win's doing those lately. So reaction video, however you want to call it. And let's see if you guys can beat them. You know, everybody thinks they're better, right? I know how to play that. I thought I played that. You know, so that would have happened, right? And I wouldn't have lost my ass, or I would have made way more money, or however, you know, whatever. So yeah, what do you guys think about doing instead of me rolling it out, we play one of those videos. You won't know which one it is, and you won't know how long it goes, and or does or doesn't, and how many rolls are involved in it. Especially on the bubble ones, you get a lot of rolls in on those sometimes in a short span of time because the pace is pretty quick, right? So those you can pause and play along, and good luck you guys guessing which one we're playing at the moment, and let's see how everybody does. It gets, you know, we all say we can do better. Let's see. Let's see, you know, that might be an interesting new. I don't think anybody's doing that. Don't steal my idea there, Nemo. But not that you would. I know you wouldn't steal it, Nemo. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Oh, Jesus. Totally lost what I was doing. 6-4. Okay, so I need to roll. I was like, did I just roll another 6-4-10? But oh, that's fucking awesome. yes, we did. We just rolled another 6-4-10. That's a nice, happy man. If you're gonna mess up and forget what you're doing, it's cool to call it, you know. So, all right. I knocked off my lay. Let's see. When did I come down? I didn't come down on anything. But for some reason, I don't have any bets up. I don't know what's going on here. So we didn't have, oh, we were coming out. Oh, no, we hit the point. Okay, all right, gotcha. All right. Took me a second to realize what we were doing. Okay. We're on roll 11. Let's go ahead and go. Okay. And I stopped setting. Totally went away from what I had started out doing. Back to random. 6-5 yo. Minmo yo. Always got a shout out Midmo. Long live Midmo. All right, and we'll, since for most people that's a dead number. Are we still coming out? Yes, we're still coming out. So let's do a 07 set then. Where I did it again. I didn't tell you guys I was going to do all. You know what? All right, we won't do that. We'll just random. 4, 2, 6. So finally, we're going to get a point. New point's going to be 6, 4, 2, 6. Whoa, whoa. Oh, almost. Almost put a 3, 2, 5 in there. But we got a 4, 2, 6. No, Nemo, I'm not saying you would steal it, man. I just, right now, of all the folks in there in the chat that I can see, you're the only other YouTuber I see at the moment. Just saying. I am pulling a Jeff, and I realize it. I totally realize it. It's here. Push the button, Leon. I hate it. Hate it when Jeff yaks, man. Less yakking. Let's roll. All right, here we go. 314. Chat love. Yeah. All right, let's get my bets up. I missed the whole roll, but it's okay because there's no action on my. I don't have a 4 in the strategy I'm playing. So let's see. Here we go. 639. Take it up a little bit. So that's the first hit, and we take 9 down. Oh, okay. Brian, you missed my. You're not a YouTuber. So Brian, the idea I have is to pick a random. Well, the first one I already have in mind, but pick a random, either Facebook or YouTube creators content. Bubble would probably be the best because those go pretty fast and have a lot of rolls in a short amount of time, and you can pause and play that roll in Crapsy, but do it live. Well, I mean, Crapsy is kind of live, right? So 5, 2, 7 out. And just see how we all do. You know, a lot of the comments will be, I could have done so much better with that, you know, set of rolls or roll or whatever, or I could have not lost as much money, blah, blah, blah. Let's see how everybody does. I make it like a once a week thing. Just dump the bowl, get some new dice. Yeah, snap those fingers after you roll the dice. And throw them against the back wall to get the 6 or 7 test rolls in before you actually just set the damn things. Yeah. Well, I know live rolling adds to credibility, but I think it'll be fun to do. I already got the first one picked out. It's going to be great. I just didn't want to do it for this video because this is the first, or this stream, because this is the first stream I've done on the live tab, and here I had to wait to get access to the live tab as a creator, and I don't want my first stream to be not on my actual table. So, all right, here we go. Coming out. Here we're coming out. 4, 2, 6. We did. We just dumped the bowl, so I forgot to turn the puck over. But look at that. It's right back on the 6 anyway. So. Yeah. So for the bankroll, I would go with whatever the shooter, the the streamer was doing in their video. So you got to make it fair. If you say that you could beat them, let's play with what they were playing with, right? And yeah, yeah. This particular one I have in mind would be really good to see how everyone does against the player, the streamer or the creator who did it, because I, in my own opinion, think the strategy he picked to play is pretty basic. So, all right, here we go. And I watched a guy over the weekend have a 40+ roll and made almost nothing on it because he was a new player and didn't want to take the risk to play money like you should play, and didn't know how to press his bets or put stuff up. 4-2-6. That's going to be the point. It's going to come off. And let's hit the button. All right. Got a set. 7. All 7 set. Fair warning. Trying to get us a 7 on the come out. No, you guys can guess all day. 5-1-6. So much for a 7. We're right back on the 6. That's a whaling thing right there. That put money on that last point, and it'll roll right back. So says the confirmation bias. No, I haven't watched Exposed in a while, actually. The algorithm hasn't given me. There was a little while there where it was giving me a lot of Exposed, but yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't know. My algorithm's giving me different stuff lately. Dragon Bubble, yeah, they got some good ones that would be, yeah. Yeah, they're right in that crew with Bluff and them. Another 5-1-6. We hit the point. Back to back. Not back to back, but, well, yeah, actually it was back to back. Buckshot. And back to back. Yeah, winner. So we're gonna fair warning again. We're gonna do an all 7 set. See what we get. So far out of 3 times doing it, it has produced 1 7. Let's put 4-3 on top this time. We're down to 20 players active. That's still pretty good. And 2-1-3. So instead of a 7, we get a crap number. So if you were playing the pass line when you didn't need to, you just got burned. So go again. This time let's go back to the 6-1 on top. 6-5, yo. Well, we didn't get a 7, but we got a pass line winner. Yeah, that was pretty cool. 6 is, I mean, 6 is one of the 2 next most common numbers, though. So, you know. But yeah, the guy I wasn't betting on this weekend at the Trump table, by the way. You guys get a preview of this story. rolled a 40 roller and hit a bunch of 6s and 8s and all the numbers that were involved in the strategy that I was playing at the time. And of course, I was the next shooter and didn't want to lose all my money so I could shoot. So I barely played his roll. 325. And if I had played his roll, I would not be 285 down for the trip. But all right, so the Trump table. I'll go ahead and talk. You guys saw probably by now that President Donald Trump, whether you have certain opinions about him or not to get political, was at Circa on Saturday. He was in town Friday night and at Circa on Saturday to kind of do a victory speech for winning the state of Nevada and also reiterate no taxes on tips, which, as we all know, is a big thing in Vegas, right? That would be nice for all the dealers and service workers in Vegas not to have their tips taxed. That's a tongue twister. Heart 8. Let me do some betting real quick while I'm talking. So I pulled an all-nighter. I knew he was going to, I learned on Friday that he was going to be in town. He was coming in Friday night, and that he was going to be, it was on the news there also that he was going to be speaking at Circa the next morning, along with times and everything. And I fully intended to go down there and at least, try and catch a glimpse and see the mayhem. And then I pulled an all-nighter Friday night. Brian, one of your customers, actually was my final person to hang out with. And I cannot remember his name to save my life. It started with a K, and it was Hawaiian. He's Hawaiian. And just took your class with his girlfriend or wife. I can't remember. Cool guy, great guy. But because of that, I slept in quite a bit on Saturday morning and missed getting up in time to go down there before they locked everything down. 628. And so totally missed the opportunity to see him and be involved in all of that stuff. Well, as it turned out, as most of you probably have seen now, he visited the craps table at Circa after his speech. And it was an unscheduled visit. And people got video on the table. And if I had followed my original plan, I would have been the only real craps YouTuber on that table when he showed up. So missed opportunities, right? Missed opportunities. But what I did do is I had already planned to go down to Fremont Street on Saturday night anyway, 314. So from the videos, I was very quickly able to figure out which table it was and where. And so I went over there to get a picture of my feet in that same spot where he stood, just for novelty's sake. Not saying my political leanings are here or there, and I don't want to get into that. But and then it occurred to me that I should probably play in that spot, right? He didn't play; he was just there for about 5 minutes. They did play. He shook the shooter's hand, shook the guy next to him's hand, and then the shooter shot. And the conversation and some of the audio and some of the video is funny because they're like, "We're playing for real?" So it makes me wonder what they were doing for the hour and a half before 6-4-10. And I think the shooter, on camera at least, the shooter shot 2 or 3 times before he walked away. And of course, we all wonder how the roll turned out afterwards, right? Was that energy there? Well, craps table was all about energy, right? Good or bad? Was that energy there afterwards, right? We all want to know. And the guy who does have the best video from the table, from the far corner opposite of him, is a slot player. And I'm waiting. I'm trying to get in touch with him so I can do an interview and make a video out of it. So while I was standing there playing, 10 hours later, of course, the couple standing next to me, who the husband is the one who had the 40 plus roller, had been there that morning. So I got the full story from them. They actually managed to get into the pit. We got a 325. They closed off that pit. It was the table by the long bar, if you know Circa, by what was formerly the world's longest bar. I don't think it is anymore. Somebody made a longer one, but it's that battleship, like 16, 18-foot table. And so they had showed up at like 7:30 in the morning. Same concept of the idea that I had, which was just to catch a glimpse of the motorcade and everything, and see all the craziness and mayhem. And got in to the casino, managed to get into the casino, and then noticed they were roping off that pit, which I think there's 2 roulette tables and that craps table in that pit, separate from the other craps pit that's 4 tables, shorter tables, off towards the sportsbook area. But that triangle pit up front, they roped it off and they noticed what was going on, and they talked the security into getting inside the roped area with a few other people, and were lucky enough to be there. And then they had to stand there for 2 hours and wait. We get a hard 12. Is there any other way to get a 12? Midnight. And so the wife had some great video, but not usable. When you shoot video, real quick lesson, of any kind of significant historical event, please do not shoot it in this perspective, right? Cameras were made for this perspective, okay? Not this perspective. Shoot it this way, right? So, and then the roulette sign was kind of in the way, so she had to move either left or right to keep getting the shot that she needed. And so for my standard, it was, not to detract from her video, it was good video, but it wasn't what I would put up for a video on YouTube. So, but the story details I got were good. They were great. Answered a lot of the questions I had about things that went down. And I'm prior military, and I was law enforcement, hard 6. So I did a little bit of Secret Service support myself because I was a K9 handler. So my brain wanted to know all those details and how things went down. Besides because like I said, it was unscheduled. I think he showed up and it's like, hey, when we're done, I want to go down to the casino floor, and they made it happen. So, all right, let's go. Missed opportunity, delayed by circumstances, but had I not been delayed by circumstances, I wouldn't have met. Brian, you got to help me out with this one, man. Hit me up, and we'll work out who the name. 6-2. Grayt. I think that's the first Grayt we've rolled tonight. Why is it great? Because it's a red number away from 69. You do the math and figure that one out, right? Let's see. I can come down. I think I should have come down a while ago. Actually, we'll stay down because we're down. All right. Let's remember I'm also playing on this table here. So. Well, I think that's the great thing about this little strategy that Jeremy from Color Up came out with this week is you can afford to mess it up here and there. 6-1, 7 out. Of course, I say that, and there's that 6-1 again. McAtee, 6-1, baby, 7 out. Don't talk to the shooter about how things are going well, because then they turn bad, right? All right, so that wasn't a bad roll. That was 16 random rolls. Here we go. I'm only down 80. Oh yeah, 6-2 is also the Duracell 8. I know. Yeah, there's only so many combinations, right? Come out 7, 4-3. Let's see, how many? 16 watching. And Duracell, what is it you say? 16 watching and all right, here we go. Still coming out. 6, 4, 10. So we're out on the 10. Roll down a little fast. So I missed the awesome 40 roller. Only played at 6 and 8 here and there. For 68, and I'll over one. And then I had my roll, which wasn't half bad. I got out of my hand and up a little bit, and but I actually recovered. I had been down just slightly. I was being real conservative with the small $100 buy-in. It was a $15 table, so got out of the hand, recovered a little bit of money I had lost waiting to shoot, and then got up a little bit, a whole $10, I think, and 7'd out. And all I wanted to do was shoot in that spot after thinking about it. Midnight. So I colored up my $10 in winnings and headed over to downtown Grand because I had planned, it was my last night there, and I had planned on doing a bubble video, which I actually did and is up. You can go watch it. It's only 5 minutes of your life, and I won't tell you how it ends. It's only 5 minutes of your life. Go watch. I'm trying to get my watch hours up. So, but I would say, we'll just say this. I would say, don't go play a strategy in the casino until, like, you see a cool new strategy like the one I'm playing right now on YouTube, right? And you're like, this is the best shit ever, right? 5, 3, 8. Don't go play it in the casino. Don't go run right to the casino without having played and practiced it and being well versed in it before you play it. Now, this particular one, apparently it's been up for a while, but they came out with a new variation of it. Five, 3, 8. Wait. No. Did I just do it again? Okay. All right. So if I just rolled 2 5 3s back to back, I'm sorry, but I don't think I did. I was chatting again. I was in my head talking, right? So here we go. Can we do it twice? No. Yep. 5, 2, 7 out. Close. We need one more pip in the middle to make it another 5, 3. Right. Okay, so I didn't get out of that one. Somehow it looks like I didn't put bets up. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. That's kind of too much brown water, right? All right, so how many shooters in? We're shooter 7. Let's see, where's my time? We're an hour and 12 minutes in. I'm fine with going more. It's still early for me. Let's take a look at how everybody's doing. Duracell's way up there in the lead with 2,570. Playing kind of conservative for the Duracell I know. 13, 16 for, gosh, I can't read that. It's too small. Crusty 22, I think. Badger's up 327. Hemo is up 241. Go-Dub up 157. And Don Fielding, I almost read that as something completely different. Up 69. That's the top 6. And let's see how many degens. I always like to do this part right here. Let's scroll down to the bottom and see how many degens we got. So quite a few. Yeah, that's how it always goes. I was doing great until Big Red came out. So yeah, that's kind of how the game works. unless you're playing dark side. That's for most people. I was doing great until that 7 showed up, man. That's how it always ends. All right, enough yakking. Let's do some stacking, right? Let's get some chips going. Let's see. Pick up the ones we're not supposed to pick up. One's on 7. All right, 6-2 on top. 4-1-5 will be a new point. All right, so I think I'm gonna try to get to 10 shooters. Less chin, more spin. There we go. That's it. Yeah. I thought that was your saying though, Duracell. I thought less chin, more spin. I'm gonna try to get to 10 shooters or 11 o'clock my time, which is I'm on Central Time, so you do the math accordingly for wherever you are in the world. 3, 2, 5. Right back on that 5. That's the point, right? So we hit back on the. All right, so I forgot to bet there. So we're gonna do something I don't normally like to do, which is to play the come out roll. And now that I've said that, you know what's gonna happen, right? So 6 and 8. Okay, here we go. Let's grab them and toss them. 6, 2, 8. That worked out. Get a hit. Work that come out roll. Sometimes it's all right. That means I can come down. I have not gotten all the way out of this yet. I think I got out of it once, but I was down. So, but it's holding its own. I'm only down 66. So I'm playing Jeremy's strategy he put out this week with the $40 lay and 44 inside. First hit, you take either probably the 5 or the 9 down. Take one of them down. Sort of regresses you out of the hand a little bit. And second hit, take the lay down. And then go from there. Here we go. 314. I want to say I've hit a few fours tonight. What does Crapsy say? We've hit 5 fours tonight. That's about right where it should be. Yeah, sixes are up there. Sixes are outpacing red right now. I can't really take credit though. This is all random, all random on a 5-foot table. 314. That being said, back-to-back 4, 3-1. Actually, this is about a 6 to 7 foot table. All right. While I'm doing that, 6-5. Yo, mid mo, yo. Come on, keyboard. We're going to pick up the pace. We'll stop jacking. Pick up the pace and see if we can get some quick rolls in. Looks like you guys are kind of playing a little faster now too. Everybody's showing up ready faster. 6-2, Grayt 8, and it rolled to one we don't want to see, but we'll flip it back. 6-2, Grayt 8. Come on. My keyboard is not wanting to enter the right numbers. Here we go. Okay, another quick little dice story for you guys. I was on the table at Downtown Grand and went through 3 good shooters. So I got up and I colored up. First winning session I had of the trip, 4 days in. And I go to the cage and I cash out my chips, and I always like to go back by the table to see how it was after I left. You kind of want to know, should I have stayed or not? And it's always about 50-50. But usually after that many decent rolls, they're not followed by anything good, right? 5-3-8. So sure enough, I go back by, and the next shooter had already 7'd out in the time it took me to go get my chips cashed in. And the next shooter was kind of helping the guys on straight out. They were new players. He was helping them play. You could tell he knew what he was doing. And so they were just kind of putting all their money out there, as new players tend to do. They just put a bunch of money out there, right? And he's like, it's a $5 table. He's like, you guys don't need to put that much out there. Wait, see how the roll develops, make a little bit, and then go bigger, and then go for it, So he got him to pull down a little bit of money and go down to minimum. And the stick guy was in the middle, like waving the stick like this, and so he goes to shoot, and we'll count that roll because this is what happened. And the dice don't even go past the prop box. 5-4-9. But in this case, it was not a 5-4-9. You know what it was, right? Damn 4-3. And the whole table was newbies except for maybe me and this guy at this point. So they all knew you got to hit the back wall, right? You got to hit that back wall. So they're like, whoa, what about the back wall? And what had happened is, as he was throwing, the stick guy waving the stick around tripped him up, and he went to pull the roll back so the stick could stop effing around with the stick. And the dice came out of his hand anyway and just landed in the prop box and stopped right there on 4-3. And the stick immediately called it. And that was the roll. So what do you guys think? Have you seen that? Have you seen anything like that? Like on a cruise ship, I think we all know from Brian Holy Roller's channel that would not be a roll. That would be a no roll immediately. You have to hit the back wall. Pretty hard and fast rule on a cruise. But other places, it just kind of depends. Hard 8. And we hit the point. So what do you guys, let me know in the chat, what do you guys think about that little crazy story, man? And he did one of the more little parts of that. He did something cool. Those guys that he just told to bring their bets down, he apologized. I'm sorry, I didn't mean the dice to come out of my hand. I was waving to stick around. Yada, yada, yada. He's like, here, it was only $5 table, so it wasn't that hard of a hurt. He went and he covered their bets. He just set the chips they just lost over from his rack over into their rack, which I thought was pretty cool. Not his fault though. I don't think it was his fault. Yeah, no dice. Yeah, yeah. And I wondered if that had been the point, because he had established a point already. It was PSO. So, damn it. And speaking of sevens, there's a 6-1. My buddy McAtee will love that shit when we watch this tomorrow. We got this thing about the 6-1. But yeah, he had established the point, and I wonder if he had hit the point, would the stick have still called it a roll? Especially considering where we were. We all know if you watch Casino Quest and some of the other channels, they have a reputation there. So I still want to like it. I like it. I want to like the place. One of the few places left with a sometimes $5 table. I always do fairly well tossing on it. I stay there because I can get a good deal. I don't have comp action, but I still get a good deal. And what I'm there for is close to that one. So I really want to like it more. I really want them to get their shit together and get better dealers there and a better crew and a better pit, whole 9 yards, and it would just be a much more enjoyable experience than it is most of the time. 6-4-10. All right, so let's take a look at my own play. Let's see. Finally up. This is, I'm not going to say it. We're going to, what have we been hitting this roll? Stop, take a minute to analyze. If you were writing things down on a real table, you have to write it down. We've hit a bunch of 8s, so let's press the 8. Let's go. Play what's hitting, and it's not going to happen. That's a 4-3-7 outs. So I go from being almost, you got to recognize that sometimes when you got to look at what you got on the table, and in crapsies sometimes that can be a little tricky. Same thing with bubble. So I was only $3 down according to crapsy, and now I'm 61 down because I had money out there on the table. I put more money out too. So, and that happened to me a couple of times this trip where I was down and I had recovered, and before I could think about, hey, I should pull money down off the table, bets got locked out, dice went out, and 7 was the next thing to come. So, all right, so you guys are getting tired, I see. We're dropping players left and right. I don't know. I got to check the view count and see if we're dropping viewers too. But that was 8 shooters. We got 2 more to go, or 11 o'clock. So about 30 minutes or 2 more shooters. Here we go. It is getting late, and that is a 5-3-8. I totally did not intend to rhyme that at all. Pick it back up. While I'm waiting for the counter to show up, take a look at the leaderboard. Looks like there are 12 folks still in the game, still in the green. Looks like some people have headed to the cage, up, which is good. Always good to head to the cage. Up. 527 PSO. So there's shooter 7. And yeah. All right. So now for this last shooter, I'm going to set again. And let's see, we've had 72 rolls. Let's see, longest roll. I don't see it. I have to. Yeah. All right. So my goal on this one is to try to get back to even. So we're going to start out locking ourselves into a pass line. Actually, we'll do since this involves sort of a lay bet, we'll do a don't pass. We'll go dark to start things off with. So get out of the vig I'm playing on the strategy. Let's go. And in this case, I'm gonna do a hard way set to start it off. Two's on top. 5, 4, 9. So 9 will be the point. And then let's get inside on what's left. And I want 4 bets, and let's see, the 10 or the 4. Let's go with the 4 because there have been less things rolling. We'll go 4 for 20. All right. 3, 2, 5. That's a hit. So now let's bring down the least likely thing I just put up. You guys get to hear how my brain works while I'm playing and I'm not bullshitting. So here we go. 4, 1, 5. Nice. Back to back 5s. Yep. A little different way to get it, but still a 4, 1. Okay, so we recover a little bit. Okay, so the sister to the 9, or the sister to the 5 is the 9. And so you're not supposed to take down a don't pass, but we're going to do it because that's how this strategy works. When it's a lay, you take it down. I switched it out for a don't pass. And now I've got a $10 5, a $6 6 and 8, or $12 6 and 8 up there. So I got $34 up there, and I'm positive 28 on this roll, although I'm still down. Let's see what we get. 5, 1, 6, so that's another hit. That one rolled halfway back down the table. So now I'm out of the hand, and I can start going for it. And I'm only down $19. I really like this strategy. Once I start paying attention again and thinking through it, And we're waiting for the, okay. 628, nice. It's a Grayt 8. Duracell 8. All right, so let's see. We've been nailing 6s all night, so let's, instead of pressing the 8, let's press the 6. Let's take the 6 to 24. And there we go. Dice out. 213. Craps. Doesn't do anything for me. And we'll zoom right through that one. We'll hit the button on that one right off the bat. So. Last shooter. Shooter 10. And he go 50 rolls. 6, 4, 10. That's what we all want. We all want what we've decided to be the last shooter, to just nail it, right? And it seems like it never happens. But every once in a while. Every once in a while. We're down to 9 players active. You guys, thank you guys for hanging in there. You are true salt of the earth. Midnight. Or just degenerates, who knows? Right? I don't know. Nothing disparaging. Just, we all love the game. That's the right way to say it. We all love the game. So, here we go. That's out. 6, 5, yo. All right. And we're going to hit the button on that one and let the counter do its job. Duracell, if you're still on, is how's this pace going? We picked it up quite a bit. 6-1. Oh, 6-1, 7 out. I'm not laughing because of 7 down. I'm laughing because of the combination of 7 that it was. So 6-1. And so let's see. I end up 51 down. Let me get this screen switched so you guys can see what I see. So 51 down. Jeff and Mac did the same thing. Hit either the 7 or horn 6 rolls on the come out. So the world bet 7 hot, field kicked ass. Nice. Nice. Oh, so he had like a long string of 7s and horns on the come out. Nice. Big long. Yeah, I saw that in real life the other night too, where like we couldn't get a point established to save our lives. And actually that was one of the things that killed us, because I was trying to teach my buddy how to play the 6, 7, 8, and it starts with that don't. And our don't just kept getting killed, and we were the ones rolling it. so you say never let a shooter burn you more than once, or more than twice. But when you're the shooter and you're on the don't, you keep going, and just can't help it, right? So, all right, let's see. We had a little quick analysis here. We had 51 active. We still got 9 dedicated folks, probably all 9 of you who are playing. Thank you guys for showing up and having some fun with me tonight. We had, let's see, how many rolls? 82 rolls in the hour and give or take about an hour and a half. I think I bullshitted for the first 5 minutes or so. So about an hour and a half of actual rolling. And look at the pyramid. It's pretty much right where it ought to be. with the exception of the 6 kind of outplayed the 7 tonight, just slightly by 2 rolls. Everything else looks kind of like it should, right? That's random rolling. That's how it goes. Let's see, and I'm not going to do the whole SIR thing because it doesn't really matter. It's random. But let's look at the leaderboard real quick. Actually, let's look at this one. It's bigger, I think. And so, yeah, there we go. Rusty, 22, up there with 13, 16. J-Dub right behind him at 401, up 401. Press and play. That is the right way to play, press and play. 372, up 372. And you guys are still on the board. I see you're green, so thanks for hanging in there. Coffee Land, and I'm seeing some names I don't recognize. I'm in Crapsy quite a bit, not streaming, but playing myself. And so Coffee Land up 357. Chemo up 330. And yeah, who cares about the stats? The only thing matters is going to the cage with lunch money. That's right. Going to the cage with some money, right? not going to the cage to turn a couple of red chips in and just to get far less than you started with, right? Badger up 327, Crowd Pleaser up 114, and kind of rounds out from there. So yeah, Crowd Pleaser looks like the last active player in the green. I'm down here in the red myself, down 51. That's what I get for BSing the whole time and not really paying attention to the strat I was playing like I should. But that's how it goes. When you do meetups, that's something you got to be aware of. If you're doing meetups or playing with friends, you got to curtail some of your talking and chit chat sometimes because you make mistakes not paying attention to the strategy you're trying to play, and then you end up down. But I think probably this being down is more attributed to we didn't have any spectacular rolls. I think the longest roll. Let's take a look at that. The longest roll was I want to say it was like 16 right there. Shooter 5 rolled 16 rolls. So that's Vegas reality right there. That's truly Vegas reality. Next best shooter was the last one, which was 10 rolls, and I don't think it. If I went back and looked, I don't think it produced a lot of hits on boxes that I needed. I'd have to check it out. But yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight, and I try to do this about once a week when I can, and my family and time allow me to. And I have peace and quiet in the evening to be able to stream without my wife making noise. She does it on purpose. And my kids running around making noise as well. They're in bed. So I appreciate all you guys showing up and participating in my first not my first live stream on Crapsy, but my first one in the live tab. And so, like I said, much appreciation for you guys showing up tonight. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. I won't teach you how to play. I'll refer you to Jeremy from Color Up for that. Awesome content that he has over there. He's who I learned how to play from. But I will teach you how to build your table for easy and I don't want to say cheap, but inexpensively. And so, go over here and hit that like button and subscribe and support some good content on YouTube and our Little Craps community and continue to learn how to play this game and beat the casino. So I will leave you guys with this. A lot of my content is travel related because I do travel a lot. And so my current tagline is you can play anywhere. And it's really true. You can play craps anywhere, especially with this app. So thanks for watching Grayt Craps. You guys have a great night. And remember, you can play craps anywhere.